there is not a doubt in my mind that Mr. Micah Bell is a top 5 hated character in gaming. Out of all the games I played over the years, there's a bunch of characters that I didn't like at all, like David from The Last of Us Part 1, for obvious reasons, because bro wasn't just a cannibal, he was literally play the song. Or Tenpenny from San Andreas, who was just looking to make my dog CJ life a living hell just because he was a gang member.
This is a weapon, Officer Pulaski, that was used to gun down a police officer not 10 minutes ago. You work fast, nigga.
You know I just got off the plane.
Or how about General Shepard? I don't even think I gotta do anything but show you this clip for him.
You have the DSL. We've got it, sir. Good. That's one less loose end.
Sorry.
Now, when you think about characters you hated, I'm sure you're thinking about Abby. And I'm sure y'all thought I was going to say her. But listen, hot take, I loved her character. No cap. All right, I don't want to hear nothing about nothing. If you want to hear me go in more detail about that, once again, shameless plug, click that top right card. You feel me? You feel me? But for me personally, nobody pisses me off more than Micah. So let's talk about it, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, TTG, and this is How to Hate a Character. So let's go all the way back to the year 2018 when Red Dead first released and everybody picked it up for the first time. I don't know about y'all, but when I play games, I'm fully immersed. I got noise canceling headphones, lights off, I get in that mode. So, starting the game, we are in this snowy setting, and apparently we ran away from the law because of a job gone wrong, and Dutch gives this snake-ass speech acting like he give a damn, talking about some damn stay strong, stay with me. Like, bro, we should have left his ass up there with the damn O'Driscolls, with his fake-ass mink coat, ugly-ass picnic scarf. You know what? Dutch Vanderlyn video coming soon, no cap. Anyways, after that speech, we see Micah for the first time, and he makes an appearance like he the goddamn main character himself. So, my thoughts were, okay, cool, he gonna be important, but only if I damn knew how much. We didn't find some O'Driscolls in the house that they took over, but after getting rid of them, Arthur's walking back to the house where he hears a woman screaming, and Micah chasing her around the damn table laughing at her. Now Dutch tells him to stop, and Micah says she's one of those O'Driscolls. Now, of course, we later find out that this is Sadie Adler, who was obviously not an O'Driscoll, but a woman who fell victim to the O'Driscolls, and her husband was murdered by them. Also made a video about Sadie Adler too, if you want to go ahead and click that little red card. Now that part you could probably debate a little more. Maybe because she was an O'Driscoll, he don't care if you man, woman, or child. O'Driscoll's an O'Driscoll. And with them being the gang's rival, you can maybe say he's doing it for the greater good. But then you get back to the camp, and Arthur is told that he has his own room. And Micah is told he got to share his room with other members of the gang. But his response to that is, how come Arthur gets a room and I get a bunk bed next to Bill Williamson and a bunch of darkies? And if you're saying, TTG, he didn't even say anything that bad, what's wrong with that? Then I know exactly what type of person you are, sir. I know what you be saying in them Call of Duty lobbies. But Mike ain't did nothing too crazy. He talks crazy to the gang, he talk crazy to Arthur, but it don't seem like anything but just words, you know, maybe some hazing or something. It just seem a little irritating. But fast forward and he gets arrested. Arthur is in no rush to get him out because Arthur don't like him, and it's clear he sees Micah as nothing more than a loose cannon. And Micah proves that, because when Arthur breaks Micah out of jail, the first thing he do is go on the killing spree, murdering one of his old pals and his wife because they have his guns. But when that's over, he doesn't go back to the camp. He says to Arthur, he gotta bring Dutch a peace offering first. Now from this point forward, this is where the manipulation starts. Now you see, Micah, he a smart man because he understands he should always be on Dutch's good side. And if you didn't know, Dutch got an ego that he likes to be stroked, and Micah happily does so. Pause? Is that a pause? I feel like that's a pause. Let's pause that. And Micah also have this habit of planting seeds in Dutch's head. And one of those seeds that he planted was the idea that they should rob both the Grays and the Braithwaites.
And in the middle of it all, you got some inbred retelling of Romeo and Juliet.
Exactly.
So what you boys thinking?
We try to rob them both.
Man, you stupid bitch.
And obviously that plan doesn't go well and leaves Sean with this outcome.
I really miss my nigga.
And side note, in this entire game, I swear, there has not been one time where a Dutch and Micah plan have worked. Like, I feel like that's saying something, right? Like, what might you ask? I don't know, but it's saying something, nigga. Just trust me. But as time progressed, you start to see Micah under Dutch more and more and more. And it's because Micah knows exactly how to get to his destination. The reason Arthur stops being Dutch's right hand man is because he starts to question Dutch. He starts to look at Dutch's decisions and actions and understand this isn't a smart move. But Micah, on the other hand, he praises Dutch for those reasons. And he gives him a lot of those ideas himself because he understands Dutch is on the winning side. And Micah says time and time again, he is a survivor. So as the player, this really starts to piss you off because you play as Arthur. And with my dog having the good old tuberky, that's tuberculosis. You see what I'm trying to do? I try to do a slang for okay. But because he has tuberculosis, you legit can't stop Micah from being the monster he truly is. Anytime Micah gets out of hand, well, stuff like this happens.
Since you've been riding with us, there ain't been nothing but trouble. Stirring things up all the time, getting in Dutch's ear. Seems wherever you is, there's Pinkertons and vice versa. So you better watch your goddamn mouth, boy! Or... Take it easy, cowboy.
And you see how Micah just laughs in Arthur's face? It feel like he's laughing in your face because you're playing as Arthur. Like, this will piss off anybody, especially because we know a healthy Arthur will wipe the floor with Micah. But of course, that's not the reality of this situation. At this point, Micah is feeling completely powerful, and for good reason. He has all of the power right now. He does nothing with that power but cause chaos for everybody around him. And as we know, the entire Vanderlyn gang falls. The final standoff between Arthur and Micah can go multiple ways depending on your honor, how you play the game, of course. But regardless of your choices, Arthur still dies and Micah is still left standing. If you have high honor, Micah whoops your ass, but he don't kill you. And if you have low honor, Micah whoops your ass and he kills you. And on top of that, he spits on Arthur's body if you have low honor. So this makes the player even more upset, even more pissed because you don't get that satisfaction of putting down your biggest enemy in this game because he beats us, the player, a game that we control, a game that we pay for, and we're the main character. We still lose to Micah of all people. Playing the prologue, you think that's it, Micah wins. But Sadie finds John and she lets him know that she found Micah. So after taking out his new game, we finally catch up with Micah. And of course, he's still shit talking, he's still antagonizing.
How's that, whore of yours?
And for some reason, our former leader, Dutch, is also here. But it is our former leader who pulls the trigger on Micah. Now, I have some opinions on this myself. I know a lot of people made videos over the years, but hey, I'm gonna make my own. Nonetheless, Micah has finally put on a t-shirt once and for all.
Fuck your homie dead. Fuck your homie dead.
So the good news is Micah's now dead. But for me personally, it wasn't as satisfying as I wanted it to be because he still beat Arthur. He still beat us, the player. We pulled the trigger as John for Arthur. And honestly, it works perfect. That's the way it should be. That's what causes it to hit harder. Micah wasn't nothing more than a snitch, a traitor, out for himself at every chance he got, and probably just playing the waiting game to be able to retrieve the money from the job in Blackwater because he tried to retrieve that money at any chance he got. He spoke to Dutch. Dutch always says no, and Micah doesn't contest this because, again, he doesn't want to get on Dutch's bad side.
Cut and run now? Head back to Blackwater.
No,
Why not?
because the last thing they'll be thinking is for us to turn up.
But knowing all of this, it's just insane to me how he was able to blow the entire gang up with only being with them for 6 months. That has to be a world record. Because how the hell is that possible? To turn Dutch against everybody, especially Arthur, who known Dutch since Arthur was a child, in the span of 6 short months. His character was just so damn well written, and you were supposed to feel that hate. You were supposed to feel that anger because it mirrors how our main character Arthur feels about Micah. So it's a perfect recipe for a villain, a mastermind, a traitor, and all in all a great character, because you can't have a protagonist without an antagonist. Because at the end of the day, what's Batman without Joker? Like, you like that little line? Okay, whatever. Thank you all for watching the video. I appreciate y'all so much. As always, I've been your host, Ty Talks Gaming, and I'll see you all when the sun sets. Peace and love, ladies and gentlemen.